how long should I meditate for? So this is a question that comes up all of the time, and really, there's no set answer to that question. There's no like right answer. Like you should meditate for 20 minutes every single day. I think the most important thing is having the regular practice. So it's more important to meditate daily than to meditate for a certain amount of time. And I think over time, we can gradually increase the amount of time that we're meditating for, and that can help us to maintain an awareness of the present moment for longer and longer. And really, the ideal situation is getting to a point where we are aware of the present moment all of the time, whether we're meditating or not. So with meditation is just the practice of being mindful, and the aim is to be mindful more and more of the time, so that we're less distracted, we're less consumed by our thoughts of what's going to happen next or what has already happened. Happiness comes from being in the present moment and doing that with a sense of compassion for ourselves and for others. And so I've read a couple of books recently, and they've both used a very similar analogy. So there's Dzogchen Rinpoche, who is a Tibetan Buddhist monk. He used the analogy of, and he said this was a quote from the Buddha, and he said that drip by drip the jug gets filled. So meaning that even if there's a small amount of water going into the jug, each drip at a time, or if there's a small amount of meditation practice happening, like a few minutes at a time throughout your day, then the jug will get filled, and you will reach awakening or enlightenment, or you will become a fully mindful person and more compassionate. And then Lewis Richmond, this is a cool book, Work as a Spiritual Practice. He used a very similar analogy, and he talked about walking through fog. And as you walk through fog, you don't notice, but you gradually get more and more wet. And again, just meaning the same thing. Like, you don't need to cover yourself in a bucket of water to get completely wet. You can walk through the mist and you'll gradually become more and more wet. So two people using similar analogies to explain the same thing, which is that you don't need to spend hours and hours and hours meditating each day. Small amounts will make a difference, and there's plenty of research, which I'll link to some in the description, which shows that like 10 minutes a day of meditation makes a difference.